I think this is gonna be a good one, But God, I'm so blessed to have all these people who want to watch me yap, dude. It's actually crazy when I think about it. God, people are gonna tune in and they're gonna have nobody here because I wasn't here on the live. I hope everyone's doing well tonight because this is CORNHUB episode 11, which is good because I think that there's a stat out there somewhere which says something to the equivalent of like most podcasts never make it to their 10th episode. It's like a shockingly low number of them or percentage of them ever make it to episode 10, which I think is really cool, honestly, that I've made it this far. But we are here. But ultimately, I guess that the value of being here will show itself shortly. God, watch as somehow this live is set on private or something. Oh man, that's super cool. I just got a message from somebody who is trying to do an interview with me, which is like really sick. We shall see if I can't make that happen though. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I actually showed up on time this time. I actually figured out that it's better to start the live off on mobile instead of on the computer because what do you know? It's actually way, way, way higher quality this way. B says, lovely to see you this evening. Oh, thank you, B. I appreciate that. I'm so glad to see you as well. I want to see in the next couple of minutes if some other people don't join. My loyal colonels who usually show up to these kinds of things. And I do have some remarks for everybody tonight. Now, granted, I did not write these remarks fresh. These are actually remarks I have. Skylar Everett says, ooh, at 8 p.m.? I like it. Yeah, I wanted to just experiment, Skylar. I wanted to see how people reacted if I started doing it earlier. Because, the reason I do it at 9 p.m. most of the time is because I figure that's, like, the time people are, like, beginning to settle in for bed. And it's, like, a nice activity, for people to just kind of listen to me yap while they're like, resting in for the night. Junia says, hi. It's nice to see you, Junia. Around minute 3 to 4, I'm going to start reading some remarks. I was telling Skylar and B, Junia, that I did not write these remarks fresh, but I do think that they're very pertinent to how the news has been going in the last couple days especially. Tyler says, howdy, it has been a minute. Yes, it has. The last time I went live was on Thursday or Friday, I think. And before that, it had been like 5 days or something like that. Surprisingly, my voice is like still not all the way recovered. I don't know what the hell has been up with my vocal cords and my throat. Tyler says, I meant for me, LOL. Oh, well, listen, man, I can't control how much of a fair weather fan you are. Yeah. Dude, I was just out at, by the way, before I start reading, I just want to tell y'all, I was just out at dinner, and I had somebody recognize me out while I was at dinner. And, like, the thing is, I don't have that big of a following, you know what I'm saying? Like, my following isn't at 100K even. Yet, I feel like I get recognized so much, like, so often, and it makes me wonder, and I'm just going to ask other TikTokers I know who are at my following level or above, like, are y'all also just getting recognized, like, multiple times a week? Because it happens to me all the fucking time when I'm just out on the street, when I'm at clubs, when I'm at bars, when I'm at restaurants. Like, it's very, very surprising. Very surprising. Judy says, I haven't been keeping up with the news over this weekend. Kind of scared to hear these remarks. Hee hee. Don't worry. I'm not going to mention specific things from the news this weekend. I'm going to mention the sort of air of defeat that I think is permeating a lot of online left spaces and what I think that we should do about it from a mindset shift. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this shit. So here we go. The boomerang. We've been here before, but this time feels different. During Trump's first term, many viewed his presidency as a temporary rejection of Obama-era liberalism. And now his return suggests something far more fundamental, a revelation that America's democratic guardrails were always much more fragile than we imagined, and its centurions have long since abandoned their posts. The liberal response, online petitions, permitted protests along police-approved routes, strongly worded tweets, seems almost cute in its inadequacy. At least the right wing, for all its faults and terrors, understands the stakes. And so do all of you, I think. They don't waste time with performative resistance. They move with purpose, with direction, and with clear intent to ensure their opponents never regain power. This type of movement, as you know, is something that Joe Biden and his cohort of near centenarians simply could never imagine, even as they confronted mobs congregating beneath gallows on the Capitol lawn. We're learning too late, perhaps, that the authoritarianism we've always been taught to fear does not always wear the face that we expect. It does not need to mirror communist China or fundamentalist Iran to strip away our privacy and security. It comes instead through familiar channels, social media bans, the consolidation of enterprise, the quiet marriage of state and corporate power. The truth we are facing is that America wants to wear its status as a police state as a badge of honor. It's manifesting in real time, backed by the most powerful technology companies to have ever existed, to create a cage built out of ones and zeros that are no less confining than steel bars. So let us not fret too much. A little is okay, and expected though, because it is not as if this moment is some genuinely novel, alien, radical departure from our past. It is but a continuation of a momentum that never really stopped. For the past few years, that momentum has just spun quietly beneath the surface, like a buried wheel waiting for the rain to wash away the dirt. And now the storm has come, and that wheel is about to, or in some cases you could say, has already, burst from the mud with devastating force. So what does resistance look like in this new reality? Perhaps the first step is to accept that traditional notions of winning no longer apply to us. We are in a period that necessitates a shift towards what I and others would call a long defeat, a way of action defined by sustained resistance that measures victory not in absolute wins, but in the enemy's incomplete victory. This can mean all sorts of things, like refusing to surrender our data to tech oligarchs simply because opting out is inconvenient, or standing ready to de-arrest and de-escalate if the police state threatens our neighbors, even at personal risk, or building alternative income streams that do not require selling our time to planet-killing corporations. But why? Why would we accept the notion of a defeat as something that is worth fighting for? Well, let us examine the tactical advantages first. First, this idea liberates us from the exhausting cycle of hope and despair. When every platform ban feels like final defeat, when every election seems like our last chance, movements fracture. When every small victory must be spun as a turning point, credibility erodes. But by accepting that we are in a battle of attrition, one where complete victory is impossible, but every bit of digital or political freedom still matters, we can sustain resistance indefinitely, me and you. And second, it changes how our opponents have to engage with us too. When we're no longer trying to win in traditional terms, their standard tactics of demoralization become much less effective. The tech oligarchs cannot break our spirit by showing us how deeply they've embedded themselves in our lives. We already know they have. The authoritarians cannot threaten us with failure. We've already embraced that some parts of our old lives that we're mourning have been predestined to be swallowed by their maw. This psychological position is very powerful. And third, this framing focuses our tactical thinking. When we abandon the fantasy of total victory, we can think clearly about what meaningful resistance actually would look like. We would stop wasting our energy on repost campaigns, on symbolic marches, on petitions, and focus instead on concrete interventions and direct actions that directly affect the systems that we oppose. Every action can be judged not by whether it might restore some imagined democratic golden age, but by whether it effectively impedes the machinery of control that awaits us. And this is where the power of this framing reveals itself. It transforms despair into tenacity. I want you to consider the difference between an activist who must believe democracy can be fully restored to keep fighting, and one who fights because the fighting itself matters. The first breaks under the weight of evident reality and stops themselves. The second must be stopped by another person. The long defeat also offers something rare in resistance movies: psychological sustainability. When every action must be justified by its potential to achieve final victory, burnout is inevitable. But if we understand that we are engaged in a multi-generational rearguard action against techno-authoritarians, we can pace ourselves. And most importantly, it connects us to a deeper tradition of resistance. Throughout history, movements and peoples have fought on despite knowing that they could not win in conventional terms. They fought because the fighting itself kept something alive, be it dignity, culture, or the possibility of a future that is different from what their opponents intended for them. And to people who have entered this live skeptical about my words, this kind of sounds like giving up. But you are wrong. It is growing up. It is about developing the moral and strategic sophistication to fight without the crutch of false hope or the poison of despair. It is about finding the strength to look at our reality clearly and still choose to fight. Because in the end, that is what our opponents deeply fear. Not our hope for victory, but our capacity to fight on without it. They depend on us believing that resistance is only worthwhile if victory is possible. The long defeat reveals this as the lie that it is. We fight not because we will win, but because fighting itself shapes what remains possible to all of us. And that is how we will become unstoppable, by making peace with necessary defeats while refusing to grant them more territory than absolutely necessary. Every piece of privacy, every fragment of autonomy becomes sacred because the defense of those things themselves matters. And I know you think that too. Because when we learn to fight for something more important than winning, they lose every time. And what gives me hope, most of all, and I think this is the part that all of you would do well to hear, is that for all their power, our opponents still remain human. They have not achieved a techno-utopia or transhumanist dreams. They have not created embodied artificial intelligence to the level that they want to. They still exist within the constraints of human frailty and fear. And making them feel those constraints is a form of victory too. Until now, they have operated without constraint because they have felt no reason to fear. I suggest that there is a future where they do feel it again. But we cannot pretend like the path forward is not going to be like very ugly or frightening. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking necessary action despite your fear. And right now, we have a unique moment where enough people, myself and 7 other people, up to 10 other people I've seen this live, and how many more hundreds that have joined me on TikTok Lives, and how many more, literally millions who have watched me alone, let alone all the other people who, I'm mutuals with. We're talking about a generational moment. There are more than enough people right now where they have everything and nothing to lose. And that creates the possibility for collective courage, for shared commitment to moving through this long defeat towards something that might eventually look like sustained victory. But as you know, and I know, the American dream, as we were all sold, is long dead. And for most people, it was a nightmare. But in its place, we can build something else, something that is more resilient, more inclusive, and most of all, more real. And in the short term, victory might simply mean staying alive or staying together, hopefully both. But in the long term, through creative and flexible resistance, through the power of collective action, we might just create a future that is worth inheriting. I believe in us, in our abilities to do that. But the wheel is spinning free from the mud now. We cannot stop its momentum, but we can direct where it rolls. The question I leave to all of you is, are you ready to get your hands dirty with me? Those are my remarks for tonight. I would love to know what you guys think about them in the chat. I would love it if you guys would give your input on it. And, tell me how it makes you feel. Tell me what you think about when you hear these sorts of things. Do you believe in the ability to reshape how you're thinking about what is a worthwhile fight in this moment? Let me know, because I have to come back to this piece much more often than I would like to be honest. And it is very, very tough because the news is a fire hose, The news wants you to think that there is no future that is one that you have a say in. Even the quote unquote, mainstream, truth-fighting journalists out there, they're still running cover. They're still saying-washing, Trump and what he's doing. They love to place passive verbs where active verbs, would make more sense. They love to strip the agency away from the people who are doing the dismantling of our democracy. But that can only matter to us so much. So yeah, do you guys have any thoughts about this piece at all? I would love to know. Oh, let me see here. Junior says, I don't think I could stand it, LOL. Good thing I'm not a public figure. Oh, about me being recognized? Yeah, so true. Luckily, though, people are super nice to me. Really, really nice to me. I don't think I've ever had a bad interaction out in public. But also, if I did, that's just kind of the price I pay. There's people making hate videos about me on TikTok. You know what I mean? It happens. Skylar Everett says, thank you. This is so important to hear. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Skylar. Junior says, thank you. It's important as everything ultimately feels so hopeless right now. There are so many facets of fascism I'm witnessing in the news that it's nearly impossible to focus on each one, which is the point, right? That's why Steve Bannon and Trump are over here saying flood the zone, right? They literally want you to feel that there is absolutely no hope at all. They want you to feel that everything's already determined, everything's already happened, everything's already normal. And that's kind of the benefit, in my opinion, of freaking out in public, is to show people it's not normal. It's not normal at all. It's nothing that we're witnessing is normal. B says, I agree. This is definitely a long game, but those in the front lines from Gaza to the water protectors, it's our time to reclaim our power from the state. Those in the front lines give me hope. Yeah, man, I 100% have a ton of hope right now, man. The fact that, like, there are still people helping Amazon workers unionize right now as the NLRB is being dismantled, as Amazon and Trader Joe's joined together in a joint lawsuit to make the NLRB illegal. There's still people who are operating within the confines of power they have now. And that does give me a lot of hope, man. It really does. Similarly, there are still people who are fighting for climate protections, for waterways, right? There's still people who are fighting for climate protections, for oil and gas pipelines to not be built. Like, all those things give me a ton of hope, because you would think that it would be much more reasonable to them, or I guess I should say realistic, for those people to just give up and say, oh, well, like, the fascist won, right? Like, the fascist who's backed by, like, oil and gas billionaires fucking won. So, like, what's the point? And it's like, the point is the fight. The point is that, like, you don't want the end of the story to be that I gave up, right? And I think that is so important, man. Junior says, I'm aware that it's the point. It still sucks balls. Yeah, man, it does suck balls, but, you know, at least we're aware of it. At least we know that that's the game. And when you know that that's the game, you can at least play it smarter. I think the thing that I'm watching a lot of people do right now that really concerns me is that I'm watching a lot of people not remember the game that they acknowledge the rules of. When Trump first took office, I saw a lot of people who were making video after video after Substack post after Substack post where they were saying, like, they're going to make you feel overwhelmed every day for months. And you have to give yourself over to that fact as often as possible, so that way you can steel yourself against it. You have to remember that every day when you wake up. And those same people are the ones who I'm watching doing the most, like, clucking as though, like, everything's already happened. Like, I'm not saying that you can't freak out, right? Because I'm not trying to contradict myself and say that, like, oh, it's good to freak out, but if you freak out, you're annoying. It's just that I do think there is a productive way to freak out, though. I think that there's a productive way of just telling people what's happening, what's actually going to affect you now, and what you can still do about it, you know? There's certain things I think that you kind of can't do this with, because there's certain actions that Trump has taken at this point that I don't think the average American can actually do anything about. Like, I don't think the average American, for example, can do much about Trump's China policy or Trump's Russia-Ukraine policy. I don't think that there's that much that most Americans can do, least of all because neither of those geopolitical issues are nearly as agitating as what's going on in Gaza, for good reason. But, like, there are plenty of things right now that average Americans can 100% fucking do. And I'll give you one of my favorite ones, which is, like, making it clear to employers, like to private employers, that if the federal government falls apart, like, you will become a less productive employee. Just, like, constantly talking about the fact that, like, any amount of dismantling of the federal government renders everybody's job way harder, way less profitable, and makes everybody fucking disgruntled. Like, just continuing to bitch alone about how all the federal layoffs make you feel like that there's no security and, like, fuck all bosses. Like, I know it sounds very risky, obviously, because not everybody's workplace will just, like, you know, say, oh, there's just, like, disgruntled workers. You know, some workplaces are so vindictive and everything. But at the same time, I gotta say, like, I don't know. I feel like that I'm watching a lot of people take on this position of, like, oh, because individual forms of resistance don't lead to individual victories that I can see immediately, none of it's worth anything. And it's like, well, that's literally what fascists want you to think. So I don't know. I think you should reevaluate that. B says, shout out to Cincy for pushing back the other day, too. Community is the way. Dude, 100%, man. The fact that people really saw a bunch of neo-Nazis out on the street and decided to go and threaten them is exactly what needs to happen. Like, 100%, man. The moment you see, like, far-right people out and about, like, okay, I'll tell y'all one thing I wish that would actually happen, and I just don't know why the fuck it hasn't happened yet. Okay, if you guys know what the SRA is, it's the Socialist Rifle Association, okay? And they are not tiny. I mean, they're not as big as the NRA, duh, but they're not tiny. They have thousands of members across the country. And some of their chapters are bigger than others. And one of the chapters that I know is, like, pretty big anyway, are the chapters, like, well, I not one of the chapters, but it's like the group of chapters I think have the most membership are the ones on the East Coast. And what I'm so baffled by is that the SRA has not mounted a response to, like, Proud Boys or to Patriot Front people on the National Mall. Like, I'm so surprised that they didn't just fucking go up to those people in a similar formation with weapons and just stand there. Like, I understand why they would not do this, because it's definitely very oofy to have two diametrically politically opposed groups, right, with weapons standing near each other. But it's like, the answer otherwise is to let them stand on the National Mall with no opposition with fucking assault rifles, dude. Like, I don't know. It's like, why are you in a socialist militant group if you're not going to like act militant when the other side is doing shows of force? Like, I just don't get it. It just doesn't like register to me. Then again, I'm not in the SRA, so like maybe they have a plan I just don't know about or something. But like it from the outside looking in, I just look at that kind of thing and I'm like, y'all have all this ammo. Like what the fuck? You're not at least gonna like make them afraid of you? Like I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me. Junior says, I think not being complacent is probably the most important thing right now. We can't let this become normal in the current state of social consciousness. Yeah, 100%, Junior. Absolutely. The biggest mistake that I think Americans can make right now is not talking about politics legitimately. Like, I think that if the natural response for most people is to just like shut up about politics because they feel like it's all a done deal, then yeah, it's a done deal. You know, it's kind of the same way of like when people ask me questions that effectively are the question of, oh, what if everything works out? And I always respond to them with like, well, then everything works out. Like, I don't know. You know, I think that we're like on the flip side of this coin now where people are sort of like pre-asking themselves, oh, well, what if the fascists already have everything figured out? It's like, then I guess they won. I don't know. Like we need to like have that proven to us before we just accept it. Like what the fuck? Jinx says the Philosophy Tube video about climate change I always found strangely comforting, and I feel like it relates to your long defeat premise. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that I think that the Philosophy Tube video that you're talking about is really good for priming on that subject because yes, like there's a ton that's already baked into our future. I mean, one of the most depressing things that I tell people, well, I don't really tell this to people anymore because it depressed them too much. But when I was way more on my climate doom arc of my life, where it was just like one of the only things I could talk about. Now it's just a thing I think about all the time. But I had a period there where I was really, really talking about it all the time. Is that the majority of the effects you're seeing on the climate right now are the results of emissions that were put out anywhere from like 10 to 30 years ago, depending on whose numbers you're looking at, whose data you're looking at. And that means that if we deindustrialize like every nation on earth right now, there are still decades worth of emissions growth we would have to live through because the world has only become more rapidly industrialized in the last like 15 years. And so that like really like sticks in my brain. But the reason I bring this up though is that like when you hear that, there are two reactions that I think are valid, but only one of them is one you should act on, right? I think that you can have the first one and hold it, which is that's fucking terrifying. What future do I have? And the second one though is like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to take whatever future I can get then, but not like I'm going to just lay down and take it. Like, no, I'm going to take it, right? You have to take the future at that point because you're being handed one that is your annihilation. Right, you can't just like sit there and accept that, and you know it's gonna look different, you know, for everybody in terms of what you can do. Let me see here. First name bunch of numbers says I just wish there were no guns, let alone rifle associations. Regardless, yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I don't like the rise in militantism between all of the. Sorry, guys. I'm getting assaulted with a howdy cameo I didn't ask for. Buddy, you're supposed to be an end of stream treat, not a co-host. Oh my goodness. First name bunch of numbers says the long defeat mentality is really helpful, TBH. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that you think so, first name bunch of numbers. That is really nice. Buddy. Well, thank you. Oh God. Jesus. Yes. First name bunch number says howdy. Junior says Mr. Halby. Yep. B says, yeah, it's so true. Jinx says if dad no one kisses, why dad on bed? So true. Y'all look at this. Do y'all see this man? Do y'all see this man? Do you know why he's sitting there? Because this little disc is here. And this disc is something that he wants me to throw for him. Don't you, boy? That's, oh my God. Look at that, man. Boy, you stay there. Stay there. Hold on. Hold on, Bubba. Stay there. Good boy, buddy. He loves it when I do that. Don't let him tell you anything else. He loves it when he wears his little hat, his little yarmulke. Yeah, buddy, you're a sweet boy. See, this is the problem of what is that raggedy disc? Let me tell you, this raggedy disc is the bottom of a toy that he got when he was a baby man, and it was like a large log, like a large stuffed log that had these little stuffed squirrels that he could dig out, and he tore that fucking thing up so bad, and this is the only thing that's left of it is the bottom of the log, and so I like to harass him with it because I think it's very funny. Especially, let's see if he'll do it again. Boy, you stay there. Especially to put a little hat on him. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so that's what I like to do with him. Now it's a frisbee. Yeah, frisbee on Howbie. Go on, boy. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for my stream to get crashed by my dog like that. He's just so annoying. And Junior, just so you, oh no, it was Jinx that asked this. If Dad no want kisses, why Dad on bed? Let me just tell y'all something about this damn dog real quick, okay? Yes, when I lay on this bed, there are any set number of actions that he will take that are just auto-programmed in his brain now because he has Pavloved me, okay? Because he has these like holy roller balls that he loves a lot, and he knows that when Dad is on the bed, Dad is most likely to throw those balls. Because if I'm sitting at my desk doing work, like I'll throw it sometimes, but like not as much as I used to. But on the bed though, it's all fair game because I might be scrolling on TikTok in bed, I might be playing Civilization on my phone in bed. Prime distracted dad behavior that will get him to just hand me the ball and I subconsciously throw it. So much so, and this is where I think y'all will really get a kick out of this. So much so, in fact, that I have been told by my fiance that in my sleep, this dog will drop the ball at my feet and then he not only will drop it at my feet, he'll drop it and then he knows how to use his big ass legs to kick it, okay? And he'll kick the ball up to my hand where my hands are outstretched because I'm laying down on my back. And then I guess in my sleep, when I feel the ball hit my hand, in my sleep will pick it up and throw it still. So it's like, it's no wonder that he does this. You know, because he knows like dad is like the easiest bitch on the block. You know, just hand Dad the ball and he'll throw it like an idiot, you know? So that's why he does this to me. Let me see here. Junior says, tell Howdy I wish him a happy Purim in a month or so. I will. He'll be celebrating with me. Junior says, LOL. That's so true. First name, bunch numbers, says dead. So true. B says, crying, laughing. I know, dude. He's got me wrapped around his little paw. Look, okay, look at how he's guilting me real quick. Oh my God. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there because he knows that I have this. What do you want, boy? Oh God. Oh God. I've completely, I almost activated him screaming at me. Junior says, dude, he's trained you. No, he has trained me though. That's the thing. Glenn, oh, what's up, Glenn Crack? Glenn Crack Show says, Corn Pop, long time no see, Corn Pog. Oh my God. First name bunch number says, how could you not cave to him? Look at that cutie. Don't he know it, dude? And when I take him for walks, y'all, sorry, this has become a stream about my dog instead of about like mentally resisting fascism. I guess that like this is also a form of mentally resisting fascism, is just talking about other shit. When I'm out on walks with this dog, people love to say how beautiful he is, and I'm just like, yeah, he's also annoying as shit, guys. Like, you just see him out and about walking all pretty, okay? He's a very annoying dog. Oh my gosh. Glenn Crackshow, where you been, man? I feel like that you were one of my most loyal watchers for like days and days, and then you dropped off, man. Where'd you go? You been all right? You been doing okay? Oh yeah, how the hell is everybody tonight, by the way? I feel like that it's a weird day. Also, dude, I saw that Trump was gonna give the State of the Union in like March, and I don't know why. I don't know if I just like have never paid attention to the first name bunch number says, don't slander Howdy.
He's so damn dumb though, guys. Like he's just such a stupid little dog. He's very well trained and everything, but like damn, he is dumb. He does not like it. He's not like any loud noises of any type, guys. And I gotta say, it's so crazy. Like he'll bump into his food bag and the bag will rustle and he'll skitter. You know what I'm saying? Glenn Crackshow says, I think we got on opposite days and I kept coming back at 9 on the wrong nights. No, Glenn Crackshow, you're like totally fair. Because it was the nights, not the time. I see. Yeah, that's fair, man. Glenn Crackshow says, what are your thoughts on tomorrow's protest? Oh, is there a protest tomorrow for President's Day? I'll say this as what I say about every other protest I'm seeing right now. I think protesting is a good use of people's time. I think that the way that protests are currently operated by the protest organizers of the protests I've been to are suboptimal for maximizing engagement and maximizing return protesters for a lot of reasons. And because of that, I think that protesting, especially in the way that it is done where the whole point is just to march around, I think that that is good for people being activated in any form rather than none. But I think that there are a lot of way better ways to protest, to be honest. And I think that the way better ways to protest are one where the protest ends with some kind of direct action. And I would like to see that a lot more. And I think we might see that a lot more as things get worse and worse in this country. Junior says, organic chemistry, sad, so true. Jinx says, I have a show coming up and I'm totally ready and off book. Oh my God, Jinx, congratulations. Where the fuck is my ticket? Glenn Crackshow says, it's a neolib protest, so good for them. Yeah, I guess so. First name Bunch of Numbers says, God disrupt at least a little, right? I mean, like, something, like a protest that doesn't lead to anything is just a march, right? And a march is fine, but like, marches as a national strategy of a larger protest movement are good. Marches by themselves, incidentally, I don't think are that effective for a lot of things. That I think a lot of the people who take the time out of their day and spend their energy and their money going to them, I think that that is not very good. I think like marches would be better if they led to like sit-ins or die-ins, right? Or some kind of occupation of a building, right? That forces a response. Like that's what I think would be good. Tyler says, I paused earlier so I don't match up with live chat, but wanted to say that the SRA has bylaws that they follow that don't allow them to show up as the SRA. Oh, very interesting. Thank you, Tyler. Tyler says, but people split off into affinity groups and show up as armed defense all the time, just not as the SRA. Gotcha. Well, thank you for that education. I did not know that. Junior says, so damn hard to be living through the beginnings of fascism and also having to memorize organic nomenclature. Dude, I legitimately do not know how students are being students right now. Like dead ass. High school students, college students, what have you. I don't know how it is that you could be a young person who has to like go through the education system, because I think that like, especially with the indirect grant pipeline being shut off and so many universities just doing hiring freezes because of that and doing like grant freezes. I just feel like that if you're a university student at this point, like the amount of cynicism I could imagine myself having about the value of my own education and the value of being at a university at all would be so overwhelming. I feel like that I would flunk the fuck out, to be honest. I commend the hell out of you, Junia. I really do. Jinx says, enjoy it while they still allow women to be educated. Y'all drop some corn emojis in the chat right now for Jinx saying that, because that's so damn true. Junia said, actually, sorry, Junia, if you weren't trying to say that and that's why you deleted your comment, I won't say it. Alien Superstar says, me doing my homework right now. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Junior says, all my research buddies are freaking the fuck out right now. Yeah, dude, I mean, like, how could you not? The school that I went to sent out a fucking notice to their like labs, because the school I went to was like a huge engineering school, and they sent out a notice like all their students who are like lab assistants and also who are there trying to get like grant money for research, and they basically were like, if it's not already filled, don't think about it. Like, if you don't already have the money in it, like if you're like PAs or whatever they call them, if you're like research assistants or lab directors don't already have the money, like, don't count on it. Don't count on the research getting done. And I just looked at that and I'm like, competitive edge to China, huh? Yeah, for sure, dude. That's why I legitimately think that what we will see in the next 5 years, and you know, I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. If you guys think that I'm being like too hyperbolic here, or if you think there's some merit to what I'm saying, is I believe that China will come out with a sort of like, I don't know if they'll call it this, but it'll effectively be like a get out of jail free card for highly educated Americans, where they will offer Americans at different tiers of university, like automatic admission into Chinese universities, and they'll say like, yeah, we'll fund your research. We'll fund your research and like we'll give you fucking preferential treatment, right? Like, because they're not going to open it up to like millions of college students. It'll be to like 100,000 college students a year or something like that. And I can just see it though. I could see China literally saying like, if you want to study shit in China, in some of China's best universities, like top 25 or top 50 universities, like as long as you have this GPA at your current school, you're just automatically admitted, and we'll give you a student visa and everything. And the point will be that they will try to get you to stay there after you're done, after you graduate from Tsinghua University or Peking University or what have you. And like they'll give you like, whatever it is you need to feel like that you need to stay there. And I think that it will lead to a ton of people taking that offer. I feel very similarly actually about Americans who are like very liberal or left leaning who work in like the AI and cybersecurity space. Like I 100% believe that countries in the EU who have the money, and China as well, will create visas for those people specifically, people who work in AI and people who work in cybersecurity. And the whole point will be for Americans who don't want to live under Trump to go and contribute to the AI sectors and the cybersecurity sectors of the respective countries who do this. And people will take it, dude. People will take it. People will get paid less. Like when shit really starts popping off in the United States and like rights start feeling really porous, if you know what I'm saying, like people will fucking leave at any shot they have. Like, I mean, we've seen it enough in other countries where brain drains get really like endemic. And like, yeah, dude, there's totally a point. There's absolutely going to be a point where enough highly educated Americans are like, fuck this. Whoever has a good deal for me, I'm out. I'm outie 5,000. But I'd be curious to know if you guys agree with that. Let me see here. Skylar Everett says, Junior doing bio homework right now? Dude, rip. Junior, corn, hell yeah. Junior says, I still have to do research for my degree, so we'll see. Dude, Jesus, man. Junior says, Skylar, good luck. I love bio, though. LOL, way better than any chem. Boo, disagree. Chem was way, way better than bio. Jinx says, these programs are never arts programs, so unfortunately, I'll still be here with a lot of y'all. No, I don't. Jinx, I don't know if I agree with this, though. I fully believe that countries like China and countries in Europe, I could also see Canada doing this too, especially because Canada has so much like cross-cultural. I 100% could see them coming out with arts programs too. I really could. Especially China, to be honest. I could totally see China funding a massive American arts exodus, especially if they framed it as like America won't let its citizens tell the truth about America. Come to China and we'll pay you to tell it. Like, oh my God, it would just be such a fucking geopolitical slam dunk to do that. Let me see here. Junior says, I love the arts. Please stay, Jinx. Wait, never mind. If you can leave, might be the best. Damn, the switch up was real. The switch up was so real. Oh my God. But like, we'll see. I mean, obviously, like I've been wrong about so much. Jinx says, okay, wait, then I might also be outie 5,000. Yeah, I'm interested, y'all. Like if you knew that there was a deal to go live in China and basically do your same job or the same career you're angling towards right now, but like it was basically like a, I don't want to say like a deployment, like that's a little weird, but like, it was like a contract. Like, hey, if China pays for you to move there and like automatically places you in a job, you just like have to fucking stay there for like 5 years or something. Do you think you could see yourself taking it? I think maybe it depends. Let me see here. Junior says, did you see the Hong Kong Trump opera? No. What the fuck? Was there an opera made about Trump in Hong Kong? That's awesome. First name bunch of numbers says, I don't think it's an easy question. Yeah, I don't think it's an easy question either. First name bunch of numbers. I think that overwhelmingly, it is going to be a thing that people consider in very like dark hypotheticals until they feel like that they need a escape raft. Junior says, if China paid for my school, I 100% would. Damn, well, I guess it's an easy question for Junior then. Never mind, first name bunch of numbers. Oh my God, wait, y'all, look at who's here. What did I tell you? It's that damn ball. It's that damn ball. Oh, yeah. Buddy. Yep, no, he has a little cigar there too. He loves his little cigar. Buddy, give me your cigar. Give me that.
Give me the cigar. Oh, nope. He says, fuck you, Dad. Give me the ball. Buddy, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Can't reach that. All right, buddy. Go on. I feel like that y'all... I feel like that y'all really love this dog about as much as you love me, to be honest. Let me see here. Jinx says, my biggest concern is whether or not I can bring my 9-year-old sister. No, I mean, like, I totally understand that, Jinx. I believe, though, that any country that is doing this in a way that is worth its salt will understand that and will, like, make exceptions for families. It'll basically be like, oh, yeah, if you have, like, 1 dependent or, like, up to 2 dependents, like, you can bring them. I totally think so. Jinx says, he's got opinions. I know. Alison, or Alcyon says, what the dog doing? Being annoying. Junior says, not 1 but 2 toys? Yeah. B says, he's like, shit, is he on to me? Oh, look, you want to know if he thinks that I'm on to him? Look at this. He's half on the bed. Yeah, I'm on to him. He knows that too. Boy, shake. Good boy. Howdy, touch. Good boy. Howdy, touch. Good boy. Howdy, shake. Good boy. All right, buddy. Go on. Good boy. Tyler says, we have a small dog who loves that same ball. I don't blame him. Dude, oh my God, yeah. Like the Holy Rollers are like crack to dogs. It's wild. We actually, our roommate has Howdy's brother. Howdy's brother's name is Felix. He's another German Shepherd. And he's a very, very different looking dog. He's very beautiful though. But oh my God, dude. Felix particularly loves that ball so much. He will sit there and he'll just like chomp on it. He'll just go. I call it snarfing because it just like that's what he's doing. Let me see here. Jinx says we actually love him more. I know. Junior says howdy better than corn pop. So true. So true. Yeah. Well, I mean he's my little corn dog. You know that's what he is. He's a little corn dog. Let me see here. Junior says he loves you so much. He does love me so much. He's a very, very sweet boy. First name bunch of numbers says A+ howdy. Yeah, A+, Mr. Man. Howdy. Go on, boy. Go on. All right, boy. Yeah. All right. Come into the light, boy. All right. Howdy. See it. All right, boy. All right, guys. Watch this. All right. Howdy. Boing. Yeah. All right, howdy. Come here. All right. Sit. Good boy. Howdy. Down. Good boy. Play dead. Yeah. Boy, you don't look very dead. That's right, boy. All right, you stay there. All right, guys, watch this. Watch this shit. All right, howdy. Oh, he stopped playing dead. Boy, sit. All right, down. Down, all the way. All right, play dead, boy. Yeah, all right. Now you stay there, boy. You stay there? Yeah. Oh my goodness. He did so good. Can y'all believe this just turned into a dog training channel? Wait, hold on. First name bunch. Wait, okay. Jinx says, speaking of the arts, though, Corn Pop, if you want to see the show I'm in, I can send you the link. Admittedly, I have a small part. Dude, fuck yeah. What? Send me the link. Absolutely. You follow me on TikTok, right? Like, just DM it to me. I would love to see that. First name bunch of numbers says, more corn lore. There are 2 dogs. Yeah. My corn lore, honestly, is it's not super interesting, but like there's some fun bits in there for sure. Tyler says the little big corn dog. Yes. First name bunch never says what a good. He knows. Look, he already fucking brought it back. Junior says, oh, the squeaky yawn. Yeah. B says the whittle tongue. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, he's very, very silly. Tyler says, that was the best angle of him. Oh, thanks, man. I think I get good angles of my dog, too. He's just, like I said, y'all, he just has me wrapped around his little paw. That's why he likes to come up here and just, like, fucking assault me. Yeah, he's about to do it right now, aren't you, boy? Oh, no, he's not. No, he realizes I caught on to his ass. No, honestly, look at this shit. He just dropped another ball. That fucking egg was not here. He just dropped it because he's like, the problem is, the problem clearly is that Dad didn't see the toy. So I need to bring him more toys. He's
He's like a little mafioso extorting me. Let me see. Junior says he has no bad angles. So true. First name bunch of numbers says he's perfect. I agree. I agree, Junior. Okay, super awesome. Do y'all think I have bad angles? Because the number one comment I get in my TikToks pretty recurrently, honestly, is about who I look like and what I look like. And dude, the amount of comments people leave about my facial structure, about my nose being big, and about my hairline, it's actually crazy. It's actually so insane. I mean, far be it for me to tell people like not to comment shit, because it's just like part of having a following at a point. It's just like people are gonna start commenting on that shit. But it is kind of weird to me because sometimes I look at the people who comment like, dude, people. I don't know if you guys have seen it in my lives even, but like people will just jump into my live sometimes and be like balding, and I'm like, damn, Jesus Christ, man. Junior says no comments on angles. You look kind of ethic though. Yeah. Y'all drop some corn emojis for the fact I look ethic. I just need to have some solidarity with my fellow ethic people. See, I just did it. I just grabbed the ball subconsciously and just threw it at him. That's why he does that shit. That's why he does that. Good boy, buddy. Yeah. God, he kind of looks like a person at this angle, to be honest. He looks like a person that's morphed into a dog. Howdy, are you an anamorph? Sorry, guys. Let me see here. Drew says, I know we're online, but I don't like to comment on people's appearances online or in person. So weird. Dude, so fucking true, though. Unless it's to tell people they're hot. Fair. Very fair. Oh, my God. On TikTok, right before TikTok got canceled the first time, I told Aaliyah's interlude, the girl who did the song ITGIRL, that I thought she was so fine and that I just wanted to make sure I said that before TikTok went away. And then she commented on the video and she said, he, aw, thank you. And I felt like I was going to explode because I was like, oh my God, I was acknowledged by the queen. Let me see here. Jinx says, I can also drop it here if any colonels are in the NYC area and wants to see some Shakespeare. Oh, fuck yeah, it's in the NYC area? Oh my God. Dude, wait, when is the show? I need to see, actually. First name bunch of numbers says, I just don't get why someone would be compelled to comment on those kind of things, though. Probably because they think that I am very distinct looking, and they're like, oh yeah, I can let this guy know. Junior says, I love her. She's so fine. She is so fine. It's crazy. Like, Aaliyah's interlude is one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Like, she is something else. Oh my God. She's finer than the hair on a toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? First name bunch of numbers says, like saying you look like Louis XIV or whatever is funny. Balding comments aren't. Oh yeah, very funny. Junior says, you're kind of fine, Corn Pop. Don't let the haters get to you. I don't really think I let the haters get to me. I just notice them though. Like sometimes I just notice them a lot. Oh man, Sultan Shad said something in Arabic. I just don't know Arabic. So hi, Sultan Shad. I hope that you're doing well tonight. Inshallah. Let me see here. Yeah, DMD the link says Jinx. Thank you so much. Yeah, unfortunately, my man, I just don't. I'm not gonna be able to communicate with you in your chosen language here. So I'm sorry, man. I wish I could though. Arabic is such a beautiful language. So is Farsi for that matter. I really wish I spoke either of those. Actually, that'd be so sick. Alien Superstar says you look like Napoleon. I do. What? I know what Napoleon looks like. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I look like Napoleon at all, but thanks, guys. Appreciate that. My favorite thing I've been told I look like was I used to have long hair. I used to have long hair like down to my where my chin line is and actually past that. And when I had that hair, people told me pretty often I look like Shakespeare just because the way that my hair like kind of bowls around my head. And man, it was so true. It was so, I wanted to deny it for so long, but oh my God, it was so true. I did look like Shakespeare for a long time. Actually, one of my absolute favorite photos of me that has ever been taken was I was I look like the trolley problem. Shut up. I got told I look like Shakespeare, and then one time I was in a friend of mine's apartment, and in their lobby they had this giant photo of picture that had been made of Shakespeare, and he had me. I'm sorry. This giant picture of Shakespeare, and I was walking up to his apartment one time, and the people at the front desk, whose desk faced that photo, the woman who was sitting there, she said, "Oh, hold on," and she's talking to me, and then I looked at her, and she said, let me just," and she pulled up her fucking camera, she took a photo of me, and then she said, that is crazy, and I'm just standing there like, and then a guy who worked there was like coming around a corner, and then I don't remember what his name was, I'm gonna say his name was Mark, and then she was like, "Mark, doesn't he? Doesn't he?" And then she showed him the photo that she had just taken of me while I'm still standing there. And then he went, "Oh, yeah. Oh, man." And he said it just like he said, "Oh, man." And then he took a photo of me. And I was just like a little zoo exhibit. Let me see here. Jinx says, "You actually look like a guy I used to mess with. And it's disconcerting, but I still follow you because I like your content." Thank you, Jinx. I appreciate that. First name bunch of numbers says, "I could never be that bold." I mean, I think it just like overcame her, to be honest. I don't even think she was like trying to comment on me like that. I think dead ass, she literally like, I believe that she actually involuntarily did that. Like she was just like, "It's him. He's back. He's back." Jinx, if you're in Shakespeare, do I look like him? Imagine me with longer hair. Do you see what they're saying? Junior says, "The double photo?" No, dude, it was insane. Like I've never felt, for all the times I've been recognized in public for who I actually am, I have never once been as viscerally uncomfortable and kind of like struck by audience members as I was right then. You know, because that was just for what my face looked like. They weren't like, "Oh, that's the real Corn Pop, he looks like Shakespeare." They were like, "You fucking look like Shakespeare, guy." Like, it was crazy. Jinx says, no. Dude, wait, okay. Do y'all know that insane TikTok audio of the woman who, it sounds like she's from an anime, and she's like, we didn't bring protection, did we?" And then the guy goes, "No." And then she goes, "Do you know the pull-out method, right?" "No." Oh my God. Junior says she thought that she walked into a Midnight in Paris type situation. Dude, for real. It was like so weird. And then when I came back down from my friend's apartment from hanging out, from hanging out with him, she was still there. And I felt like I couldn't even make eye contact with her because I was like, I do not need this woman to be over here and be like, "Oh, it's my sister's birthday. Could you like write a sonnet?" Junior says, "Yes, you didn't even need to finish your statement." Dude, that TikTok audio along with all the "you did king, yes king" audios, they have me absolutely busting up laughing, man. I love how somehow there is an ever expanding repository of like gay porn audios on TikTok. I think that's so funny, to be honest, because like whenever one of them just gets even like mildly stale, somebody else dredges another one up. It's awesome. Sorry guys, I have to get my my phone charger because in fact my phone's about to die, and I'm not about to let it die when we're only like 8 minutes from finishing the stream. Let's just go ahead. Alrighty. Wubness. Y'all, how many of you guys saw that video I made on TikTok where I said all of my dog's nicknames? Because that might be how I end the stream tonight. So I might just try to remember all of them because he has so many. You guys are okay. You guys have pets. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like when you have a pet for long enough, their name just devolves into like 100 names that don't even approach English at a point. It's ridiculous. And I'm so glad that my best friend got cats, and his cat names for his cats have also devolved into just like total gibberish. I know what they mean, and I know they're like lore because I've been around the cats enough and him enough to know. But like it's like it is a linguistic. How do I put this? It is a linguistic phenomena that should be studied. Let me see here. Jinx says, the Yes King audios kill me. Why are there so many? I know. Jinx says, I love that video. Oh, that's cute. Jinx says, I like the audios where it sounds like a chipmunk saying, call me a good boy, Hawk Tua, call me a good boy, slapping noise. Tyler says, our dog's name is Poppy, but she is being called Schmooby or Moopers. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Like, Jinx says, yeah, my dog's name is Amber, Pamber, Amber the Pamber, Pamby, Ammy, and also Stinky Dog. Skylar Everett says, I've heard the pet name thing before, but my cat's name is just her full name and one nickname that is just the short version of the full name. I mean, fair. Not everybody has vision. You know, not everybody has that kind of creative vision, but that's okay, Skylar. We love you anyway. Y'all drop some corn emojis for Skylar because they told the truth. You know, that's pretty sweet. I have a word art on my wall actually that my fiance got made of my dog, and it's all of okay. So my dog. One of his, why are you coming for Skylar? Says Jinx. Well, I was, I was just fucking with her. I mean, sorry. Skylar Everett's like, or like light of my life, but that's kind of long. Oh, that's sweet. What was I saying? I have a word art on my wall though, that is all of the like secondary names I have for my dog, because one of his names that we like to say is Howdy Boy, and Howdy Boy became so many other ex-boy names, like Greedy Boy, Ungrateful Boy, Business Boy. Obviously there's Good Boy, there's Scaredy Boy. There's so many. Oh my God. Let me see here. Jinx says, damn, Corn Pop the Messiah. No, please don't start this as a joke. I'll take 100 Corn Pop cuck chairs over one joke of Corn Pop the Misogynist, okay? I really, please, can I have some veto power in my chat here? No. Corn Pop hates women 2025. That's a crazy, crazy fucking joke, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude, y'all are gonna stress me out into losing more hair. It's crazy, honestly. Jinx just gives me a lot of cuck chairs. Thank you so much, Jinx. Really, really appreciate that. Y'all, here in the, you are Corn Papa. B says, I leave for 1 second. I know, they're harassing me, B. Make them stop. Junior says, corn no women. No, please. Tyler says, time to bring out the ukulele on YouTube. You got 10 minutes. Dude, I could not do the Colleen Ballinger style ukulele video. I think it's actually crazy how much like how Off the Wall as an album kind of like, you know, apexed disco. Colleen Ballinger's ukulele video apology, I think, is like the zenith of what that art form is. Like, there's, if anybody makes a singing apology or makes like a YouTube apology at all for that matter, like it's always going to be compared to what she did, which is kind of iconic in a way. No, now we have people standardizing the nomenclature for Corn Pop doesn't like women. What the fuck? Oh my God. Oh my God. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. All right. So we have 2 minutes left in this chat. And I just want to ask, no, I don't want to kill women. Stop. Clip that, Libs. Okay, so I want to ask, though, is there anything that y'all want me to talk about? Do you guys have any comments, any concerns, any questions? Anything at all in the last 2 minutes I got for you? Also, since we're in the last 2 minutes of the stream, please, as always, rate this stream 1 through 10. 10 being Corn Pop, I would give you every minute I have. 1 is Corn Pop, I can't believe I gave you any minutes of my day. And if it's anything less than 7, I want to hear it. Apologize to women, says Junia. Okay, I apologize to all women for my misogyny, both innate and explicit. Is that good? I feel like that. Oh no, I'm being canceled. Jinx says 9 out of 10. Is the missing one because of all the misogyny in the chat? That's fair. Skylar Everett says LMAO 8 is better than 9 p.m. Oh, in my opinion, 8 is better than 9 p.m. Oh, I'm glad to know, Skylar. Thank you. Jinx says cancel Corn Pop. Yeah, fair, so fair. Junior says 10 cuck chairs out of 10 cuck chairs. Thank you very much, Junior. I really appreciate that. Yeah, is there anything do you guys want me to discuss before I pop off the stream? Do you guys want to see the dog again? Is that what I'm missing here? Do I just need to show you all the dog? Jinx says, I never give you 10, always room for improvement. Spoken like a true theater person. Really appreciate that. Glenn Crackshow says 10. Tyler says 10. Junior says 10 cuck chairs out of 10 cuck chairs. Thank you so much. Well, I guess with that in mind, let me just make sure of something real quick. I guess with that in mind, the only thing left to do is to show you this damn dog again. So, yeah. Wait, Junior says if Howdy was a Republican, would he be... Wait, if Howdy was a person, would he be a Republican? I feel like he would. Well, he's from the South. He's from a town in the South that voted, like, overwhelmingly for Trump. So I feel like that it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you can take the dog out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if Howdy was a person and he drank beer, I feel like he'd be drinking some, like, Natty Lights. You know what I'm saying? Boy, get up here. Come here. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Howdy. Come here. Sit. Sit. Okay, down. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness, buddy. No, you're not MAGA, buddy. No, I don't hate women and dogs. This is the craziest ending to the stream y'all could have given me. Does this dog look like I hate him? No. Oh, yeah, big ear scratches. That's right, Bubber. That's right, Bubber. Let me see here. Oh my God, yeah, I'm slandering Howdy. Cancel. Big yawn. Cornhub hates dogs and women. Awesome. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. If nobody else has any other comments or questions about me, I'm gonna be off for the night. Wait, Jinx says Howdy is suckling on the feet of his oppressor. I am. Good night, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.